Alright, what's up, yins guys? Time for another video. Yeah, I'm going to talk about an old concept, even though it was from 4 years ago. I think people are still going around using it. You don't hear it so much anymore. But back in 2020, since I'm on certain videos about, I'm on a kick about some of my haters or lurkers or what have you, or critics saying that certain things I should keep to myself. Hey, this is fucking YouTube. This is the fucking internet. Why would you keep anything to yourself? I mean, it would be bland and boring. But anyway, reminds me of another concept I want to make fun of here. I think I did this in text comment, making a sarcastic comment on other social media, but I don't think I made a video about it, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to say it without laughing. Okay, we're back 4 years ago. They used to say, silence is violence. I like to have fun with this one. I used to make funny comments about it. But okay, the real reason for silence, when they said silence is violence, what they mean is you stand there and just you mind your own business, live your own life, and you're not raising hell along with them for their cause or whatever. How you should be fighting racism. You know, a lot of the I saw these pictures and these YouTube videos back of the ones saying silence is violence. These big bunches of trust fund funded girls or whatever. A lot of them are mostly girls. Silence is violence. It was funny, holding signs that say silence is violence, and then dudes that were there, they were like little simps, probably trying to get laid or what, desperately to get laid, and just follow along with them, hold signs up. And they get older, they'll wonder why they'll be married with kids years down the line, wondering, yeah, it was so stupid I participated in that. But anyway, yeah, I'm wondering what would happen if you wanted to take the statement silence is violence at a literal level. I mean, say I just did a video, or you or me just did a video, and just silence is violence. What if I wanted to? How silent you got to be real violent? If you're real silent, does that mean the more silent you are, the more violent you are? I mean, when you stay quiet can you be more violent or less violent by being silent? I mean, is how you do you do a special blank stare? Do you have to be silent for a long time? Do you have to sit there? In fact, matter of fact, if I did a video while talking and just said nothing to show how violent I am. If I wanted to show how violent I am or act violent, all I had to do maybe stare into the camera for a whole long time, right? And just don't say nothing. I mean, it would be literally a really boring ass video, but I mean, but you're me being the smartass that I am, and said if you wanted to, if you're silent, you're very violent. I mean, what measure of violence can you have by being how silent? I mean, but yeah, can you picture also in a wrestling or an MMA match or a Mike Tyson boxing fight, a heavyweight boxing fight? Okay, if silence is violence, maybe, you know, you don't like contact sports that are violent like boxing. Can you imagine if the whole audience and the fighters in the boxing ring, whether MMA or heavyweight boxing, like, can you picture Mike Tyson and somebody standing there, or a couple MMA fighters, just sitting there staring at each other, not saying nothing and not doing anything? Silence is silence is violence, right? Oh, so the audience wouldn't even be cheering. What would they be doing, right? They'd be just like staring straight ahead. And when if two of the fighters were just standing there being silent, are they allowed to just glare at each other? Would it be like a staring match? Neither of them can look away. They don't throw no punches. They're just staring. And then the audience, they're not cheering any kind of way or anything like that. And then when you have the commenter, wow, left hook or whatever, commentate. What? Yeah, would they just be showing on TV the commentator, just like any sports commentator, right? Just be staring, just don't talk, and they're just TV will go on the commentator, you know, in the boxing match, maybe be like, they're just staring blankly into the camera. So they'll go to the commentator, he'll be staring, the commentator or the commentators be standing blankly into the camera, right? And then they'd go to the camera with the fighters again, they're just standing there, staring into space, maybe just staring at each other down, or are they allowed to glare? They're being very silent, so they must be very violent, right? And then the audience, maybe bring the camera to the audience, right? Everybody's just staring straight ahead. Oh man, is that really violent? I'm telling you, right? So you or me talk on this camera, right? Instead of running our mouths or expressing any free speech, instead of rambling the way I'm like, man, what if, yeah, if I do a video, right? All right, say I wanted to do a video, you wanted to do a video, even though I'm being repetitive here. All right, you say silence is violence, so I'll show you, man. I'll show you how violent I am. I'm just going to go into a camera. I'm going to make a video, God damn it. And I'm just going to stare into this camera for an hour. And yeah, those who are saying silence is violence, are they going to go, oh my God, boy, is he violent. Man, they ought to go and find out where he lives, get the cops there and put him in jail. But then, say, if they wanted to make that a crime, right, and the cops come to get you, silence is violence. And I guess if they say you're under arrest, and if the police say you're under arrest for violence, right, they're talking, so technically they're not being violent. I mean, but what if the cops decided to just come there and just stare, just don't say anything, right? Well, I guess there'd be no brutality involved. But, or would the cops say, oh, we better, like, do something, or we better do something or say something, because you know how they accuse the cops of police brutality, right? That if we don't start talking or saying something, silence is violence after all. But I don't know, if you say a certain thing, you're probably being violent too, I imagine, depending on what you're threatening. Whether you're a cop, whether you're black or white, or whether you're, I don't know, you can take, I don't know if you guys humor me, how would you take this? What would you add to it? If you wanted, I mean, I'm being really sarcastic here. You can be in a philosophical, sarcastic kind of a way, and you want to be smart-ass and take it literally. I don't know, this is what I'm giving you here. All right, here's one hint for you. Here's one for you. What would violent music would be like? Well, you'd have a CD or a music video. They're just, you know, maybe some kind of metalhead, whether it's some black, dark, heavy metal or gangster rap. Would be black people or white people. They're just staring into a camera in a music video, just not playing anything and not saying anything. Oh, how about violent movies? How would the statement that they used, silence is violence, how would that affect violent movies if you took it literally? All right, here you go. It would be like, I can see this right now. Jean-Claude Van Damme in his new action movie, Zero Impact. Jean-Claude Van Damme and maybe the bad guy, they'd be both maybe staring at each other or something. Not doing anything, just standing there, staring at each other. Yeah, maybe in Cyborg, Gibson and Fender would be just like staring at each other. You know, they wouldn't be fighting or anything. Yeah, or, all right, yeah, name other movies too. Make some kind of a funny pun about it. You know, pick any violent movie, and what would happen how would it affect a violent movie? Just name the movie. If silence is violence, and maybe give me a name, change the name or something, you know. Something on the lines of, like I said, Jean-Claude Van Damme is in Zero Impact. Or, I don't know, something.